Hi, it's Adrienne checking in. I am a former Biggest Loser contestant, current carnivore, and a CIRS patient. I never went through my testing, but I can tell you that all the testing came back positive. I got my testing through Judy Cho with Nutrition with Judy, and she gave an analysis of all the numbers, and they were very positive for CIRS. I pretty much met every single marker. So I wanted to tell you something funny as you're watching this video, which is part of the treatment is to make sure to get 30 minutes of sun a day to increase your MSH. But the funny part is that people who have low MSH don't handle sun very well, and they get sunburnt pretty easily. So I'm sunburnt, but it really is helping increase the MSH. I'm feeling a lot better. I might be feeling a lot better because I switched to CSM from Well Call a couple of weeks ago. So I started it the Monday before, so I'm on a week and a half of CSM. And it is awful, awful stuff. It's like drinking glue and sand. It sticks to your throat, it sticks to your teeth. Like, the only trick I've come up with so far is to add extra water, lots and lots of water, because if you condense it down, it literally sticks to the back of your throat. And I start panicking a little bit, like I'm gonna accidentally inhale some of the sand. So I just mix tons of water. A ton of brain fog has lifted. Praise the Lord. I mean, it has acted pretty quickly. There was a minute where I was not only doing Well Call, but I was also doing saunas, taking Epsom salt and bentonite clay baths, and taking a cell core ultra binder. It turned out that was too much because my symptoms got, I'm not kidding you, so bad. The brain fog was so bad. I was so dizzy and sick that I literally just couldn't get out of bed. It was so hard and it was scary. It was really scary. So then I thought, am I in exposure? What's going on? Well, I took some of those things away and then I got better. So right now I'm giving you an update from a laundromat because my kids are at home with their dad, my husband, and so it's one of the only quiet times that I ever have because they are very loud. So if you hear some background noise, sorry about that. Yeah, so the chlorostyramine has made a huge difference, and I highly suggest that if you can take it, do it. Lots of water, and it is difficult to get into the routine of 4 times a day. And on top of that, you need to take any supplements that you're taking 2 to 3 hours before and 2 to 3 hours after, depending on what you're taking. I just started taking something for my thyroid antibodies, so that has to be 3 hours away from chlorostyramine, and I take it in the morning and the night. I'm also taking a nasal spray, I forget what it's called, and it's for your brain, synapsin. So that could be helping with some of the brain fog. I'm also taking, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the word on YouTube, but it's rhymes with ivermectin. And that is supposed to help with long haulers. And I'm telling you, it does. It reduces swelling or something. My body is just less sore. The brain fog lifts. It's a total game changer for me. I also take LDN. I've been taking that a long time. Probably a year I've been taking that, and that reduced a lot of different symptoms, which I forget about until I forget to take a dose, and then those symptoms immediately come back. I'm taking Omaprem, I think it's called, and also Biomega 1000. And then there's this sludgy stuff. I forget what that's called. But I'm taking a lot of different things, and I hate compiling all those supplements. And I hate spending money on them, and I really see this as a temporary thing to get my brain boosted while we are getting this gunk out of me. earlier today, I went to the laundromat and I threw my clothes in as fast as I could because I had a phone call because I'm doing Dr. Lisa Wiedemann's summer challenge. And if you haven't checked out her challenges, I highly suggest it. She does them monthly. You don't have to join the summer one. She does them monthly. I found it to be so helpful. I've joined other things and I thought the information was really cool, but it didn't really help me stay on track, where she's very supportive of you going the extra mile, and don't take the easy route. Take the route that's going to make you succeed. And people around you might make comments that you're just so extreme or whatever, but this is what is going to make you succeed. And I joined her challenge so that I could, like, there's some things that would help if you don't take them or eat them when you have certain things. So I have Hashimoto's. People with Hashimoto's shouldn't have grains. They shouldn't have, well, you're not supposed to have gluten because it reacts very similarly. It tells your body to create antibodies. And it's really difficult to have dairy. So I needed to cut dairy, and then coffee. And I was only drinking decaf, but I have such a leaky gut that it is just making your gut worse. It makes the holes in your gut bigger, I think, is how to say it. And I love coffee and I love dairy, but I needed to give them up. So I joined the summer challenge to be with other people who were giving things up. I also wanted to learn about ketosis, because although I thought that I have been doing a keto diet for years, I haven't been. I did a low carb, and low carb paleo is more what it would be called, but I've never monitored ketones, so how would I ever know if I was in ketosis? I never played with protein and fat, and I didn't realize how low the carbs need to be for you to be in ketosis. I honestly, and this might not be the right way to say it, but I think that true keto is a super clean carnivore with intermittent fasting. That's what I think keto is. And there's a lot of healing that can happen during keto. And then of course you could lose weight too, which I'm all about. And so I'm learning about keto. I'm learning about staying off the things, staying motivated. I know nobody wants to talk about this, but the truth of the matter is that many, many, many of us are food addicts. We are. We're addicted to processed foods. We're addicted to things that digest super easy and turn into energy super easy in our body. We are addicted to seed oils. We are addicted to carbs. What people don't realize is that it doesn't matter if it's lettuce or carrots or potatoes. I get that they have different indexes, but the way your body treats them is that they are sugar. They turn into sugar in your body. So for me, it's not working because it causes an insulin spike and an insulin drop, and I struggle with hypoglycemia. And then those drops cause cravings for me, and so my hunger is out of control. So it didn't matter if I was eating, I was told I could eat all the fruits and vegetables I want, and that's just not true. There's also the oxalate piece, that your body can only handle so many oxalates at a time. And it's like 150, I don't know what the unit is, milligrams. It can handle a day. And above that, it's hard for your body to flush those, and it can store them, it can cause havoc in you. So I'm okay without the fruits and vegetables. Yeah, so that's the update. We still have our house, we're still working on it. We've gotten many of our belongings out of it with help from family, friends, paid people. If anybody out there is in the area and they want to help, let me know. Because we still have stuff to get out, but things are moving very slowly. But I'm grateful that they are moving, and I just keep having faith that God has a plan. And that's what I have to do because the housing market is awful right now. I'm seeing these nasty shacks for sale for $325,000. So I just have to have faith that someplace the right fit is just gonna find us. And I pray that our house is so beautiful and that it sells for $1 million. Obviously it's not gonna sell for $1 million, but I hope it sells for a lot, and I hope that the new owners absolutely love it. It's in the country, close country, and it's 6 bedrooms, 2 baths on 4.5 acres. So it's quite a dream. But what I want now is to like actually live back in town, so I'm not driving all over the place. I need rest. I'd like it to be kind of small. I'd prefer it to be one level. Honestly, I'd be okay at this point living in the camper, but we live in Minnesota, so that's not really feasible because it gets too cold. So that's what's going on over here with CIRS, with Carnivore. I'm still very strict carnivore. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys have heard about the sardines. And I am not all about the fads. I'm all about trying whatever, but with my gut being so open and my brain barrier being so open, I am super sensitive to everything. I am sensitive to pepper. I am sensitive to garlic. I'm sensitive to chicken. I'm sensitive to everything. I have to chew my food or I get sick. So I'm pretty much eating sardines and beef. I'm super sensitive to eggs. I love eggs. Surprisingly, I can eat bacon. That's weird, but I can eat bacon. So I'm pretty much bacon, beef, and sardines. And I can eat some fish, but I have some kind of gene where the toxins of fish can really affect me and stick with me. So I'm gonna be careful with the fish. But sardines are so little that they are less toxins. And so anybody out there who has the same thing, give sardines in water, not oil. Give sardines in water a chance. It has the selenium in it, which is super good for our brains, which when you have the brain inflammation and the brain atrophy, it's just a good thing. It's got the good omegas that we need to go with this medicine we're taking. They're anti-inflammatory and we are super inflamed. So I'm really actually kind of loving the sardines. I know. I played around with some pickle juice. It didn't go super great. And then I was reading some of the ingredients can actually be really hard on people like me's guts. So that must be why it didn't go so good. After my husband went shopping and found me the perfect pickles. And then realized that they weren't the perfect pickles. So he had to return them and go hunting for more perfect pickles. And then he came home and I tried them and they made my stomach hurt. Don't tell him. Anyway, that is the update. I'm feeling a lot less brain fog, a lot more energy. I'm sleeping through the night, guys. I haven't slept through the night in years and I'm sleeping like a log. It's such a blessing. This really is working. When you have doubts because your family says you're crazy and your friends say you're crazy and maybe even you question yourself, don't. Keep going. This really will change your life. It really, really will. And it could happen kind of quick. I mean, sure, I slowly got out of the hardest part is getting out of the environment. And then I started wall call and I didn't see any changes really. Some soreness went away. My body soreness went away. But what really was a game changer was the CSM. And it's only been a week and a half. And I'm telling you, there's been times when I could not drive. I would have to call and get help with driving because my kids needed to get somewhere. And they were late to school a lot because it was so hard sometimes. I would have to wait. I would have to drink a ton of water or I'd have to call someone to give them a ride. So the idea that it's only been a week and a half and my driving has been great is such a blessing because I won't drive. I won't drive my kids if I'm not feeling good because they are the most precious beings on earth. and says what's going on. Oh, I got one more funny thing. This is not funny. This is not funny. The amount of fatigue that came over me was horrendous when I started CSM. I called my husband crying because I was visiting my mom, and I thought that I lost my driver's license and I wasn't gonna get to take my airplane home. I mean, just irrational. So we get to the other side of the airport. I do find my driver's license like 2 minutes later, after I made this huge deal, like hyperventilating because I'm so tired and I'm so emotional. And he comes to pick me up, and I tell him I'm at door 8, and he's like, I can't get to door 8, so you're gonna have to walk down to door 7. And I was like, I can't take one more step. I'm so tired, I cannot make it. We're talking, this is like 75 feet. And he says, well, I can't, like the traffic's too bad, so you're just gonna have to. And I'm texting him like, you don't understand. I can't make it. You have to drive down here. And he gets out of the car and he's like, look, I'm like 75 feet away. You can make it. And that's when horrendous words started coming out my mouth. So embarrassing because I was so tired and also so emotional that I couldn't even walk 75 feet. I thought he was gonna divorce me. I hope to God we look back on this day and just go, huh, that was weird. Because it was embarrassing how I acted. I mean, 75 feet, and I was like, I can't make it. So that's something you can potentially expect, is just absolute fatigue. In my defense, I had a huge bag, a huge checked bag, a car seat, a double stroller, children, and 3 carry-on bags. So it's not like it was just me. Like, I had like 400 pounds of stuff that I needed to move 75 feet, but still. I am a Minnesotan, and typically I am very nice. So this was very out of character, I think. Maybe my kids would say different, but very out of character to do it in public. So anyway, I'm so grateful for this journey. I'm so grateful to get to share it with you. And I hope that you are on the path to healing as well. And that you find just hearing my silly stories helpful, that it is gonna get better. So have a great night.